Welcome to the Central Illinois Business Leaders Podcast, where business owners, thought leaders, and community champions from across Central Illinois come to share their story. The Central Illinois Business Leaders Podcast. Anything less would be uncivilized.
What's up, Central Illinois? I'm Derek Hayden. I'm here with Garrett Ulmer. We are your hosts for the Central Illinois Business Leaders Podcast, powered by Zambu. Zambu is a delicious grapefruit or wildberry vodka-based spirit infused with a Brazilian buzz button. It's smooth, tasty, and leaves you with a signature tingle. Learn more at zambuliquors.com. Zambu, taste the tingle. All right, Central Illinois, today's guests are the owners of Prairie Fire DJ Service. Ladies and gents of Central Illinois, please welcome Mac and Sara Blair. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Doing very good.
I wish I had some Zambu. I want to taste that tingle, buddy.
Wow. Hey, you play the tunes, we'll supply the Zambu. It's a good night.
All right.
It's a good night for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a party rolling already. So this is a good timing because for all you listeners, you probably don't know what time we're recording, but it is late Friday afternoon, just before the weekend. So everybody's ready for a little Zambu and a little Prairie Fire DJ service. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we kind of told you the agenda before we started here. So we'll go ahead and kick it to Garrett, and he's going to take you through our speed round questions.
Yep. Like Derek said, we've got 6 questions that we're going to ask. Since we've got 2 individuals on the show today, you can each answer, or you can kick the question, pass if you want. They're extremely hard, so you might pass on a lot of them. I don't know. Whoever.
They're not math questions, are they?
Say what?
They're not math questions, are they?
Absolutely. Yes. We are. If you haven't figured out by now, Derek and I are extremely intelligent, especially when it comes to engineering and numbers. We're so far off the chart that we like to challenge.
Well, darn it. All right.
If you're ready, we'll kick it off.
We're ready.
All right. First concert that you ever attended?
Vans Warped Tour, Virginia Beach, 2000 probably.
All right.
I went to, I think it was Billy Ray Cyrus at Nashville North in Taylorville.
All right. Well, that fits right in with my 12-year-old and the mullet he's got going on at home right now. So.
We had one of those too.
Favorite
Our
movie?
son cut it all off though. So
Gotcha. Your favorite movie?
I'm like a Star Wars guy. I don't know. Star Wars or anything like that. I don't know.
I like Dirty Dancing.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Rocky Road for me.
I like Neapolitan.
All right. Are you an iPhone? Are you iPhone or Android people? Or do we have a split home?
No, iPhone everything.
Even for DJing, we use Apple products.
Apple all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Favorite social media platform?
Facebook, because that's, well, for me.
I guess so. For the business, definitely Facebook. Facebook is a great tool for business. Personally, however, I spend hours, probably too much, on TikTok.
Well, yes, but Facebook probably is the best. I don't know.
Gotcha. And last question, why Central Illinois?
Well, I mean, we're both kind of born and raised here. I'm a farmer full time. This is probably not anything you need to know for this, but I'm a farmer full time, so that's my real job.
Okay.
And been in the family for 7 generations, and that's why I'm here. I'm stuck here forever. So, and so are you, unfortunately.
I'm stuck here because he's stuck here.
There you go.
But
That's
we
true love
Central
right there.
Illinois, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why we started our business, is because we love all the businesses that are in the area, and we love to support local businesses. And I mean, this is just our home. So
Yeah.
That's great.
Excellent. Well, perfect. So we're going to know a little bit about where you guys are from. If you could, for our listeners and viewers, take us back as far as you'd like and share your story about kind of how you got to where you are now and anything in between that you'd like to share.
So I'll start with just me and his history in general. We've actually been together since we were 16 years old. We started dating in high school. We had our son our senior year of high school. We ended up getting married. We've been married almost 17 years. I'm an accountant full time. I do accounting for farmers. I do business management for farmers. Like he said, he's a farmer full time. Our son is 18 and our daughter is 13. I don't know, and then he can give you the DJing history because it started with him. So
All right.
So I started DJing about 15 years ago. Actually, it'd be New Year's Eve after my 21st birthday. My cousin wanted me to join him or whatever. He's got a DJ service locally. But I started DJing with him, DJ'd for weddings, parties, all that, all the things you think of as a DJ. And it kind of slowed down. I was farming more full time. I was not really booking as many events. Well, one night we go out on a date, random Thursday night, weird thing. We go to this, it's kind of like a bar, I guess. Go to a bar. They had music bingo there. We'd never heard of music bingo. And it was done by a trivia company, I guess, or whatever. I'm not even exactly sure. But the songs we had a blast. Don't get me wrong, we had a blast, but there was more challenging. We had a good time, but we didn't know a lot of the songs, and I'd been DJing for years, so it was whatever, a little frustrating, but great time. However, we thought we could do this better. We like to start a party rather than start a real thinking adventure on your date night or whatever. So we were like, what if we made this but did it all songs, like the top songs of that decade or that genre? So we went home that night and like literally that night and started building playlists just on our phones, on our Apple phones, and built, all the decades. Well, we started out with just 10 playlists. Now we have 21. But built decades, genres. We've got classic rock, country, all sorts of different genres, or I guess even subgenres of genres or whatever. But so that's where we were up until we started, and then we booked our first gig October. Well, it was Halloween of 2 years ago, right? So we've been doing this since Halloween of 2021.
Yes. And so that first gig was not good. It was not good. 5 people showed up.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10. And we were very discouraged. We almost didn't keep going, but we already had a gig booked at Arpeggio Winery in Pana. And so we were like, okay, well, we have to do this because I'm a business. I went to business school, so I'm not one to I'm not going to cancel on somebody. And so we did it, and 50 people showed up, and we thought, oh my, we hit the lottery. Like, this is amazing. And then the next gig we had there at Arpeggio had 150, and we were not prepared for that. We were making copies of booklets, finding highlighters for people to use.
Because we only probably had 50 daubers and enough booklets and bingo cards.
So we learned our lesson very quickly. So now we can handle 300 plus people so easy. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we did a couple of events at the Devon Amphitheater. And that was amazing.
They sold 300 tickets per night for that one. We've done.
And they sold out in like a day.
Well, and we've Arpeggio and Willow Ridge, as well as 1905. I mean, we have 200 people plus every time we go there usually.
Which is great. Like for us, it's so great for us to see people going out to those local wineries and breweries, and because I think people are always so scared because there's the stigma with bars and stuff, and this gives them a reason to come out, and they can see that you can have fun, people of all ages, and they might be strangers when they get there, but music bingo kind of brings people together, and it's a blast.
And the other good thing about our music bingo, is that it's almost always free to play. We do fundraisers where they may charge a kind of a cover charge, something to help them make some money for whatever their cause is. But it's free to play. So you can go there and maybe you're not drinking, or maybe you are drinking, or whatever you're doing, and just play for free, and you're still could win a prize. You don't have to buy anything to win a prize. And we try and bring pretty good prize. Every time we supply prizes, we bring about $10 to $30 prizes with us for every round. And we also always buy a gift card from the place we're at for that 7th game. That 7th game is a blackout game. So we'll buy a $20 or a $30 gift card for the blackout game to add to our prizes. So
yeah.
Awesome.
So that's kind of our
cool.
music bingo history.
That's awesome. Well, and I know our listeners probably get tired of Garrett and I hearing it, but businesses pop up, business opportunities pop up in, just everyday, happenings. Like you guys saw that, hey, this was pretty fun, but I think we can do it a little better. And I feel like that's most business ideas start with seeing a problem or an opportunity and creating the solution and creating, whatever it is that the business is. And so for you listeners out there, there's so many opportunities business wise to be creative and do something different, solve a problem, stand out in your marketplace. Obviously for you guys, it was creating different playlists to start with. Yeah. Now, one thing I do want to ask you guys, so you started with 5 or 10 maybe on your first gig, and then you bumped up to, several more. Garrett and I are in the insurance industry, and a lot of other people are in businesses where it's maybe not, you don't have as many people in the room, but obviously referrals and word of mouth, people saying, hey, you should try this music bingo is a big part of your business. Have you seen that become kind of your main feature of getting more gigs?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I can tell you right now that we'll go into a new market or a new town, we'll say, go to the local bar in XYZ small town. And the first time we're there, maybe we'll have 20 people there. And we're like, well, that's not a good crowd. But then, like, I don't know if I should name the name of the town, but there's a town south of Springfield that we did one there, and 10 people showed up. And this was like just earlier this winter. And the second time we went there was just last weekend, and we packed the place. There wasn't a single chair, bar stool in the place, empty. Wow. So, I mean, I do think if there's always that, you got to get in. Once you get in, you might not be that great, but then just wait. And then, people will be like, oh, it was a good time. Just like you guys were kind of like, I don't know. What is this going to be? But now, I mean, hopefully you guys come back again sometime.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what the fun is, and you know that it's not hard.
Yeah. Well, and I think also with bingo, it's hard because people think of bingo like going to the bingo hall at the Majestic and Mount Zion, which is a blast if you love bingo, but you can't talk. You have to be quiet. The lady down the table is going to yell at you. Yeah. And our bingo is so different. We want you to dance. We want you to sing. We want you to be loud.
And if you need help, we'll give it to you. Yeah. It's like, if you're like, what song is that? Well, it's B15. Yeah. I don't know.
Our whole goal with this was not to stump people. It was, I want you to come out and have fun for free. Buy wine, buy beer, buy something at this location, and just have a blast. That's what we want.
No. Well, you couldn't be more spot on. Kind of like before we started recording, you said Derek invited me to go with him and some of his, our friends to do it. And my wife was like, what is music bingo? Is this going to be fun? And then when we left, I'm like, I cannot wait to do this again. I mean, we had an absolute blast, and I hope you didn't record anything, because Derek's dance moves were on point that night, let me tell you.
No, we probably did. We did put stuff on our Facebook page, but
if you have any,
sure we've seen worse. Don't worry, Derek.
Yeah, don't worry.
If you have any of those, I'm not saying anybody other than maybe me or his wife would pay great money for those videos. I mean, we would be sure not to utilize them in a bad way. So.
Right.
Yeah. Like Garrett said, it was one of those things. I first attended a music bingo night in July of 2022. And my wife's like, yeah, they're having a fundraiser. It's music bingo. I'm like, music bingo. I was like, what? I was like, I don't know if that's for me. She's like, just go. We're going with a bunch of friends. Just come, and it's at the winery. What's the worst that can happen? You drink a few glasses of wine and we go home.
Listen to music.
Yeah. I was like, okay, let's try it. Well, by like the fourth set of, whatever we're on, is probably like one of the 2000s eras. I'm getting after it. I'm like, yeah. And the whole place is, getting after it. And everybody gets a little more comfortable with everybody, and you get to see the fun side of people come out. So it was, I'm used to seeing Garrett, and we're more comfortable with each other than a typical coworker would be. But we're always in a work environment. When you get outside of work, you get to turn it loose a little bit and get to see people having fun. So
different sides of you. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. So I have a question on overcoming any issues you've had. So obviously you're very reliant on technology. So how has that evolved and changed, or how have you had to adapt to that type of stuff in your business?
So I guess technology, as far as the actual platform of our DJing, hasn't changed for me, because like I said, I've been DJing for years. I went from CDs to a laptop to an iPad now. I mean, really everything's just gotten smaller. My goal has always been to get things smaller, easier to carry into these venues, so I can do it on my own. And when she gets there, she doesn't have too much.
One of our biggest challenges, which we kind of figured out, is that we're in a lot of these small towns that cell service is rough, and some the program we use, we need cell service for. And so we've had to do, we had to kind of figure out, okay, well, we have to designate a DJ iPad and download pretty much every single song on every single playlist to make sure that we can play all these songs. And I would say that's been our biggest challenge. I mean, like with DJing, with anything, we've had speakers go out and mixers go out, and we always have backups. And
I've got literally 3 backup sets almost with me at all times, because I am a real stressed out guy. And so I've had, we've been in the middle of a game and a speaker just quit. I don't even know. And I'd be like, hey, watch this for a minute or whatever. I'd run out to the van or the truck or whatever, get a speaker, put it on there, and off we go. So just like anything, something's going to go wrong. I just kind of plan for that and always have backup setups just so to take care of that.
Yeah.
He's definitely
I'll have to say that surprises me you say that you're stressed out, because I feel like if something goes down, they could just turn you on for open mic night and you could run the place from there.
That's probably true.
Yeah. I know. But I put on a good up front, but I'm stressed out, dude, man. I gotta tell you, I get stressed out, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, just preparing for this podcast, he sat here with the camera for
you don't tell him all that.
So it sounds like you try to over prepare, right? So that's a good
I do, yes. And I've always been like that. Whenever I bought my DJ setup, I was young, I didn't have any money, but Guitar Center gave me a pretty nice sized credit card. So I was like, why not just give me 2 setups? Now that's been paid off for over 10 years. So don't worry about that. But yes, I've always had like 2 setups. I really try to prepare for the worst case scenario. Now that usually doesn't happen. I mean, 1 out of 50 times does that happen, but I'm ready for that one time. So
yeah. Does a lot of that stem from your farming career?
That would be a good excuse.
Sure. No. That just stems from me. That stems from me just I don't know, I've always been that way. I don't really know where that comes from. I think just screwing up whenever I was younger and having to fix something really fast before my boss, my dad, the audience, whoever kind of caught on to that I screwed up. I don't know. I don't know really where that. It's not from farming, because I've been like that for a long time, but
gotcha.
Probably doesn't help. Or probably does. Farming does help. I don't know.
And now, what type of radius are y'all operating out of now? I mean, what type of circumference do you cover from?
That's a good question.
Area?
So it is just me and him that does this. We don't have anybody else working for us or anything. And we started out, it was just an hour outside of Illiopolis, which is where we're from. Okay. And now we have gigs booked in Champaign. We have a gig
Effingham.
booked in Effingham. We have a gig booked in Alto Pass, which is down by Carbondale.
Yeah. Wow.
We did one up in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. Now, we were on vacation and they asked, "Hey, if you're going to be up here, would you mind?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll throw the stuff in the van or whatever and come up." But yeah, I mean, Springfield, Decatur, Taylorville, Shelbyville, Pana, Divernon, Auburn, Sherman.
Bargenta will be at Bargenta on Monday.
We'll be in Argenta for a Macon County Farm Bureau fundraiser thing. So a lot of small towns. Well, I mean, Decatur and Springfield, I guess, are bigger towns, but really central Illinois. But you know, we might, if someone dangles something in front of us, we might go after it.
There you go.
All it took for me was Alto Vineyards down in Alto Pass was like, "Hey, you can have wine." I'm like, "Okay."
There you go. What date will you be down there?
It's the March 12th, so it's coming up.
March 12th. That is.
Yeah.
That's this coming Sunday, or next Sunday.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Perfect. Well, nice.
God.
Oh yeah. So you mentioned
he has me to keep track of him because he doesn't know where the heck we're at ever.
I don't. So we do this 5 nights a week. We do this.
Holy cow.
I mean, we give ourselves 2 nights off a week, and obviously we spend time with our kids. Our kids come with us quite a bit to these if they can. Obviously, there's bars and things that they can't get into, but
Sure.
Probably the night you guys were there, our
kids were
daughter and maybe our son was there.
Okay.
But yeah, our kids come to us when they can. But
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Deal.
So you guys mentioned when we were doing the speed round that Facebook is kind of the social media page that is best for the business. So
Yes.
how much of your business do you think is generated through Facebook? It looks like you've got like I'm looking at it now, the Facebook page. You have almost 1,500 followers in 2 years. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. I mean, most of our outreach or our advertising is Facebook. Word of mouth is the best advertising, platform, whatever you want to call it. But Facebook, I mean, we use that. Do you know 217 Boozers or some of these Facebook pages or whatever that you can go and advertise your event or your
Like
company?
a group. Yeah.
These groups. Yeah, we use those a lot, and a lot of these small town. Because we almost feel like we're part of these small towns whenever we're there 2 nights,
Sure.
5 nights a month. We'll join those and be like, hey, we're going to be at this bar, this winery or whatever. So groups and our own personal.
Yeah, I mean, really, Facebook has been.
She's the advertising wizard. So
yeah. So if you ever talk to Prairie Fire DJ Service on Facebook, it's me. It's not him.
Okay.
We have not had to use anything else. I mean, just like 2023, we are almost booked. I think we have like 3 dates left for the whole year.
Wow.
And it's just amazing that like how many people you can reach on Facebook. People don't realize. And we always encourage the bars to share it too, and the wineries, and because we have our own followers, and I'm going to share it to all these groups, but you guys have your own followers. You need to share it too.
Mm-hmm.
And so really at this point, Facebook has been our main marketing strategy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The Facebook group thing is something that we've heard from a few of our other guests in the past, that, if you have a specific niche of people that your target client, obviously you guys, wineries, breweries, bars, if you have a niche Facebook group you can get into. And Garrett, I'm thinking back to Dozer Dial talking about he had a vintage tractor part business, and it was a Facebook group that was specific for this couple of years of garden tractor,
old lawnmowers.
He started to flip old tractor parts and sell them to these people, and started his business that way. So if you listeners out there, if you have a specific niche that you work with, start with looking at Facebook groups, because there's a lot of opportunity. And I think a lot of Central Illinois, smaller town Central Illinois people, all we see is our little town. So you don't think of, the communities of people out there that are interested in the same things that your business offers that you could sell to. It doesn't just have to be Central Illinois. You could sell it, statewide, nationwide, whatever it happens to be, if you have the if your business can do that. And Facebook groups, I will say I get a lot of information about business from Facebook groups. Like I'm a part of a sales group where I go on and we share tips and tricks, but there's opportunities everywhere on social media. You don't just have to advertise on social media, which is good. You can also use the tools that are free that you can get into these groups and, and grow your business that way. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. You've grown it to what it is. You talk about a small town, just for those people out there listening that does not know how big the metropolis of Illiopolis is. How big is I know how big it is, but tell everybody how big is Illiopolis?
I mean, 900 people, maybe.
Okay. I was guessing less than that.
But
yeah.
It's not very big.
No. Yeah. So you've grown a great business in it, from a small town. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So we are 4 or 5 minutes away from the 30-minute mark, believe it or not. As we start to get closer to the end of the show, any tips that you would have for business owners out there who are maybe wanting to start their own business or have their own business and want to grow it? What recommendations would you have that you have seen work for you all that maybe someone else could apply to their business?
Well, I'll start, and I'm sure you've got something to say too, but mine is just don't give up. Like, if you're passionate, or if you have a vision of what you want your business or your goal, whatever your goal is, go for it. We thought about giving up after day one, but what's day one? Well, day one is just practice, right? So we've stuck with it and built some really good friendships, relationships, business relationships that we've been able to I don't mean use in a bad way, but use as different kind of tools for us. We've got these fundraisers that we do. We may be booked today, and the Shelby County
Crime Stopper.
We were booked at Willow Ridge that day, and we said, "Hey, Willow Ridge, would you guys like to host this? You're still going to have the crowd there that we bring, but now you've got Shelby County Crime Stoppers bringing in their people to kind of do the legwork, I guess, of selling the tickets or whatever."
Yeah.
So I guess don't give up. Build those relationships. Don't burn a bridge. Whatever you do. What's the saying? It takes 2 times longer. I don't even know. But we've just been really fortunate, and we have worked very hard to get here. But
that's great.
Just stay with it. I know I just probably rambled on and on, but stay with it is the key to that whole thing.
No, and I guess my biggest thing, because our farm is also our business. So when you own your own business, just in general, you have to go into it knowing that's your life. Like, you put all your heart and soul into it. It's not just something that's going to run on its own. You have to work your butt off, and you have to make it work, and you're not going to have as much free time. We'll go out on a date and we end up talking about music bingo for 4 hours to somebody. It never ends. So you can't go into owning your own business thinking it's just going to be easy, because it's not, and it's hard, and you're going to want to give up, but just don't. It's worth it in the end. It really is.
Great advice.
Yeah, it is. So I will say, I will see you guys. I think, are you booked at the YMCA in, where am I thinking? Toledo in later this spring, like maybe in May or April. So I plan on being there that night. So I'll make sure I come up and say hi to you guys and chat it up with you there. I think I will also see you in Springfield. Nope, I take that back. Bloomington in April for the Independent Agents Convention, potentially.
Is that Edge?
Edge. Yep, Edge conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I recommended you guys for that one. So
thank you.
They voted to hire you guys. So I was happy to see that worked out. So awesome. Cool.
Good. Yeah, so, and that was a special, because normally we don't do anything.
Usually you're shut down for April and May for planting for me, but we did do that one because it sounded kind of cool. So
yeah, cool.
We're gonna take the night and do that.
I like it. Well, I'll see you there too. For anybody listening, if they wanted to contact you to learn more about, what nights you're available, what what your cost is, how can they reach out to you?
I would say the best thing, if you have Facebook, go to Facebook. Prairie Fire DJ Service is the name of our company. And follow us, like us, whatever. We post almost every day about where we're going to be today or that day. Plus, the beginning of the week, we post where we're going to be for the week. And every month, we post about where we're going to be for the month. So there's plenty of posts on there. Contact us on there. Our phone number's on there.
Even if you don't have Facebook, you can just search for Prairie Fire DJ Service and it'll pop up and it'll tell you our phone number. And
call me. I'll talk to you.
See us in a bar somewhere, come up and talk to us.
I'll probably buy you a drink. I don't know.
Perfect. I like it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all you listeners and viewers out there, make sure you're subscribing to the CIBL podcast on your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube. While you're there, please leave us a review. It'd be greatly appreciated. You can also find us on social media, mainly on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can connect with Garrett and I personally there as well. Mac, Sarah, y'all have been officially civilized. Thanks for coming on the show.
We're civilized, big time.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
listening
very
to
much.
this episode of the Central Illinois Business Leaders Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/CIBL Podcast. You can also follow us on LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It's the civilized thing to do.